Hi there, I'm Bob. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field.
To start, open up the Matamata GitHub repository. Open up the install Docker link, download the file, and go through the installation process. You will probably need to restart your computer. Once your computer restarts, launch Docker Desktop. Open command prompt, then run docker pull lower quality / gentle. Once that finishes, go back to the README, copy this command, and enter it into your command prompt. winget install FFmpeg. Once that finishes, go to the releases page and download the release matching your computer. If you're on Windows, that is most likely Windows_AMD64. Open up the downloaded file and drag it to your desktop. Then we need to get your OpenAI API key. This is not technically required, however, it will provide the best results. So go to platform.openai.com/API keys and create a new secret key. Now set your command prompt to desktop by typing in cd desktop. Then type Matamata.exe -a and drag in your audio file, -k and paste in your API key. This fails because Gentle is not running. Always make sure Gentle is launched before running your program. To do this, launch Docker Desktop and then run this command. This will output an animation with the default character.
Hi there, I'm Bob. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field.
But now say I wanted to make an animation with my own character. This here is Bob. You'll notice for all poses of Bob, Bob does not have a mouth. I will then open matamata.org/character creator. I drag in the poses one by one. You may need to drag each pose in twice. I set the pose name. This is the happy pose. And I adjust the mouth and I change the size of the mouth to what looks about right. And then I press add pose. I repeat this process, dragging in Bob normal, naming this pose normal. I also want this to be my default pose, so I write normal in the default pose text box. Then I press add pose and drag in Bob talking. Then I go to the bottom, press save. And I'll drag this character.json to my desktop. Now I'll scroll up on the GitHub page and download blank character.zip. And once again, drag the blank character onto my desktop. Now I'll drag the folder titled poses in and the character.json in. Then I'll open a new command prompt, cd to my desktop, and once again run matamata.exe -a, drag in the audio, -k, paste in my API key, but then I will type -c and drag the blank character folder in. You'll see that this outputs a new animation using the default pose that we set before.
Hi there, I'm Bob. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field.
But what if I want the pose to change? This is where timestamps come in. I'll create a new text file called timestamps.txt, but this can be named anything. I'll then open my audio file in a program like Audacity so I can see millisecond counters. I then set 0 space normal because I want it to have the normal pose at 0 milliseconds. Then I'll say 1230 talking because I want it to set the talking pose at 1.23 seconds into the animation. Then finally 3727 happy because at 3.7 seconds I want it to have the happy pose. Note that these values don't need to be exact. it will bind the pose change to the word after the timestamp. Then I will run my command again, but this time with -t and drag in the timestamps.txt text file. And then it will output my animation. It's that easy.
Hey there, I'm Bob. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field.
However, some of these commands you don't want to enter in every time. Like, my API key isn't going to be changing, and I'm going to be using the same character nearly every time. This is where the default arguments.json file comes into play. You'll see at the start of printing, it says reading defaults JSON from, and then it gives you a path. Open up that file. I'll then set transcriber API key to my API key, and my character path to blank character. Keep in mind on Windows, you need to replace all backslashes with a double backslash. Then I will run Matamata.exe again, but this time only having the audio and timestamps file. I'll also set -o to myAnimation.mp4. -o allows you to set the output path of the animation.
Hey there, I'm Bob. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field.
If you have any questions, please leave them down below. If you run into any bugs, please report them on GitHub. And if you make anything cool, please send me an email. Thank you, and have fun animating.